Mate, better late than never. 8 minutes late. Not very punctual. G'day, Mick. How you going, mate?
Not too bad.
So
I'm glad.
FP1 has already started.
I'm glad I'm not the technical director of this operation.
Oh, mate, that was very stressful. A stressful last 10 minutes. And I'm really annoyed because I can't get the colors on the team overlays. So it's like everyone is just part of Cadillac on the overlay.
Yes, it is on mine as well.
Yeah.
So
So, mate, big news. Pierre Gasly, he's been reinstated. He's got the P3. He's got his podium that he was so obviously disappointed about. Good decision. What do you think?
well, it must have been a good decision. They've obviously gone there with some evidence, and they said there was a discrepancy, and they proved it. So, I mean, look, you've got 96 hours to, um, man, what's the word?
Appeal. You need to appeal within
Appeal the
96
decision,
hours,
the
right?
right to review, 96 hours.
Yeah.
And they did it, and fair play to them, man. That's, when you look at the constructors championship, that's more points for them. So
Yeah, really good points.
well done. But I mean, look, you know that certainly affects everyone else up and down the grid.
Yeah, well, most notably Hadjar. The curse of that second Red Bull seat continues. I mean, on the looking back at it, it's pretty messy, the whole situation. It should, clearly they've found an issue there. Bit of an amateur hour from the FIA, in all honesty, that it even got to that point.
Yeah, but look, I mean, you've got an extra two cars. Well, you've got actually three garages. The pit lane did change, and they obviously hadn't adjusted for it. So um, the whole average speed thing I think is a bit stupid. Why don't we just go back to the old speed gun?
The old speed gun. The old radar.
Some young drivers in there as well.
Yeah, so FP1 is interesting on that front. I think we've got quite a few. Quite a few have stepped up. We've got Herder at Cadillac, Bogdanovich at Ferrari, Iwasa, Red Bull, Fornaroli, McLaren. Who else have we got? Aaron in Audi. Poor Aaron, he gets to drive a few different. Oh, he did Sauber last year, didn't he? Even though he's Alpine affiliated. Is he still Alpine affiliated?
I think so.
I think he is, eh? I think he's.
Which is interesting because I mean, if you were Alpine, you'd be like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, because
go drive the Audi.
Well, we had those runs in Sauber last year, and it was the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Investi in Mercedes, and I love how it comes up in the overlay. Just bro, Luke Browning, the bro, over at Williams. So interesting. Plenty of chances here, opportunities for the rookies. I just want to go back to the Pierre Gasly thing, because naturally that's going to be big news over the next 24 hours. The only thing that I feel for him is he just never got to celebrate on the podium. It must be very bittersweet.
Yeah, of course. Well, you saw in his post-race interview, he was gutted. He was shattered. Yeah, you don't get to celebrate on the podium, but you've probably just earned yourself a couple extra $1 million at the end of the season.
Yeah, give him a little cut. Maybe he's got a little bonus in there. If he
give him a little bonus.
Yeah, might have that sort of little monetary bonus for each podium. Kind of reminds me back of the Kimi Räikkönen days when he was with Lotus. Was it 2012? I think it was around 2012. And part of his contract was X amount of money per point. And apparently, because they had quite a successful season, or at least he did, it ended up costing Lotus a ton of money, way more than they had budgeted for. So maybe Pierre gets a nice little chunky bonus getting a P3 in the end. But yeah, a shame doesn't get to doesn't get to celebrate it. But if you're French, how do you feel? You're bittersweet. Who do you back? Are you the Gasly guy or are you the Hadjar guy? Or maybe you just go for the Alpine team. It's a lot more French than Red Bull. But there are rumors that McLaren, well, not rumors. I did see something on X where McLaren were going to appeal. Now, I didn't see how clear it was. Now, you're saying on the technicality, teams need to appeal within 96 hours. So based on that, I'm assuming that appealing the actual result of Alpine getting reinstated, because this does demote Oscar Piastri from P4 down to P5.
Yeah.
That's my assumption anyway. Whether it's a right one?
The thing is, I don't know. I think it actually costs you money to appeal a decision.
Officially to put the appeal in. No doubt it would. Of course.
It's expensive. It's like something like 20,000 euros or something. It's quite expensive. So, I mean...
Yeah, you'd want to be pretty certain you have a good case to blow 20,000.
Yeah.
But for Alpine, obviously, it's massive amounts of money. Like you said, in the Constructors' Championship, it's huge. And it means that they get to extend that.
With the right to review, I'm not sure if they have to pay. I think if you protest a decision or put in a protest of some description, then you have to pay. The right to appeal, I think as long as you do it within the 96 hours, I think it might be free. I don't know. 100% certain on that. So, Mercedes, not the best engine on the grid.
Yeah.
Which hasn't been 100% proven yet, because I think Red Bull are, again, appealing the decision.
It's unfortunate because hopefully F1 doesn't just fall into this game of appeals and all the legal technicalities and then, waiting for the decisions to be made. Let's not get too political.
Well, when you think about it, though, like a decision like that has to get political because it has massive ramifications. Because Mercedes get an upgrade for this year and get a free upgrade again for next year. Red Bull have nothing. So
they just need to do a better job on their aero and chassis, don't they? Big job for Red Bull. But I get where you're coming from. It is, it's probably, on the surface, the rules, when we first heard about that A duo, it sounded like a really good idea.
Well, because everybody instantly thought, boom, it's going to bring everyone back to Mercedes, but...
Possibly not.
Well...
But realistically, what timeframes are they looking at with implementing these upgrades anyway? Because I think a lot of people thought, okay, the results came out, these teams then get allocated these extra upgrades. But
well, the thing is, it's
a lot of time before these upgrades.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got to develop. It's development time. I mean, if you have an idea, yes, you're going to be within 2 to 4%. You might have an idea of what you're going to do once it's approved for you to get the A duo.
Yep.
But then you can't just bolt it onto the car straight away. It's like all these things have to be tested and developed. So even like Hamilton came out and said, this is an 8 to 10 month thing. We might have some things that we can bolt on straight away that might help, but that's more in terms, I think, of aero packages and stuff like that. That's not really engine development, well,
more technical things to confuse us all.
But it goes to show, man, what a good job Red Bull done on the internal combustion side of the engine. And then you look at someone like Mercedes, how good their energy side is on that power unit,
Yep.
because you don't need to max out your ICU if the energy side of your power unit is good and it can pick up the slack. So then that's why you get the result that we see. Like, they're not the best power unit.
I would say they're not too far off, though.
No, of course not, man.
I don't think
They'd
there'd be a lot in
be
it.
super close.
Now, what do you think of the Lindblad's just come across? I think P5. What do you think of that livery that Racing Bulls are sporting this weekend?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
good.
cool.
I like their merchandise too.
The merch, they've sort of gone with that football style logo as well. The whole World Cup theme, of course, kicked off last night, or, not too many hours ago. So if you're a football fan, it's going to be a very exciting month. So out of the rookies that are taking place in FP1, who are you most interested in to see?
Colton Herder.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Naturally, there was a lot of talk about him regarding being that American driver that would slot in to Cadillac once he was eligible, because he doesn't have enough super license points. So currently in F2. I haven't watched too much F2 this year, but what I have seen, I don't think there have been any big performances from Colton so far.
Nah.
But naturally, we'll need a little bit of time to adjust to the car, because they haven't really had many races this season. I need to have a look. How many races F2 has even completed so far?
What, Monaco was their first run since Australia? No, can't be.
Let's have a look at F2. Race Series, F2. What have we got here? Standings wise. No, Monaco was their fourth round. So they've done so far Melbourne, Miami Grand Prix, and Canada. So Montreal.
That's right. They brought them into Miami and Canada because they missed. Was it they brought them to Miami because they missed Bahrain?
Yep.
So
Mini on top. As far as Colton, P13 in the championship, he had a pretty good opening. I think he had an alright opening round in Australia. Not too bad. No points last time out in Monaco. So yeah, plenty to improve on. He's a good driver, so I'm sure he'll get up to speed pretty quick. But perhaps a lot of people sort of underestimated just how tough it was actually going to be jumping straight into F2. So do you think any of these drivers that have been replaced, now Kimi the big one obviously with Mercedes, Kimi Antonelli isn't going to get an FP1. Do you think that's going to hurt some of these drivers much, missing out?
probably not.
I mean, if it is a track you're going to miss FP1, Barcelona's not a bad one, because you do spend a lot of time here testing the shakedown tests.
Yeah. They've got a fair bit of data.
Yeah.
I think you can pretty much jump straight back in and be pretty well on the pace.
Yeah. So
we'll have the rotisserie wings back in action, mate, this weekend.
Yes. Yep. Enough of the specific Monaco high downforce setups. So Verstappen's got the high flow Viz smearing all over the back wing.
Mate, when he flicks that rear wing, it's like...
The gap is massive, mate.
The gap is massive, It's like you could literally drive another car through it.
I'd love to know the feeling of like hitting, the arrow button, to actually feel that difference. The resistance come off.
Well, I don't know if you feel it when you open it. I think you feel it more when you brake.
Yeah,
When
definitely.
The moment you shut it, you'd be like, like a parachute.
Yeah. Oh, they got Hadjar on the screen. Poor Hadjar, losing his podium from last week.
Good test for him though, this weekend.
Yeah,
More of a proper circuit, you could say, to see where he's going to be compared to Max come Saturday.
Now Max has got the new power unit this weekend, hasn't he?
Yes. Which was always going to be the plan.
Yep.
They were always going to give him the new power unit this weekend. But obviously had the epic failure at the start of Monaco.
Now, speaking of failures, Audis.
Actually, now we had the yellow in Monaco. We're back to the red now. I prefer the red.
For the Audi, yeah.
I prefer the red. I have to say.
Actually, what was the reasoning behind the yellow? I never saw what the reason was.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure someone
Someone
there was,
out
there was
there will know.
some reason behind it. I think for Audi, it's getting on top of that reliability now, isn't it? Because they do show pace at times at certain circuits, sort of on the cusp of Q3 qualifying positions, but it's just reliability that have let them down throughout the season.
Yeah, I think they'll be, again, just on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
I think they'll have a pretty decent power deficit, and I think, that aero package probably isn't quite where it needs to be just yet.
So what about a driver like Frederick Vesti? You are pretty much roadblocked at Mercedes.
Yeah, big time. It's a big time.
It must be really difficult because he had a pretty decent junior career, and there were some pretty big raps on him at one point. But to be sort of stuck behind Russell and Antonelli, and obviously the rumours are starting to heat up again regarding Max Verstappen and Mercedes, which is sort of getting into that summer silly season rumours, all that type of thing. So if you're Frederick Vesti, you'd just be like, you got to take these opportunities by the scruff of the neck if you're just going to get the odd FP1 appearance.
Yeah.
To sort of put yourself in the shop window for somewhere else. But absolutely roadblocked at Mercedes. Bogdanovic at Ferrari, that is pretty tough gig for him as well, because you've got Kamara in F2 that's doing extremely well, who's the main, you could say, I guess the most promising Ferrari junior at the moment. And there's talk of him, they came out, I think, or rumoured came out today that Ferrari said he's ready for F1, which then heaps pressure on someone like Ocon, potentially.
Yep. Well, we said Ocon's under pressure anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Which even throws a bit of a spanner in the works for Behrman as well, because we've all assumed Behrman would be that shoo-in if Hamilton was to retire, but Hamilton's looking pretty motivated and happy.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps going around the way he's going, man, he's not going next year. He'll stick around.
Exactly.
So Hamilton's contracted till the end of next season with an option for 28. So I actually thought it was an option for next year, but it's not. It's an option for 28.
Okay.
It's tough Did you hear the comments from Fernando Alonso saying it could be his last Barcelona Grand Prix?
Yep.
We did mention it in the preview.
He also mentioned Behrman was better than Antonelli as well, which caused a bit of a stir up. But no, it was quite telling the way. Oh, Liam, what are you doing, mate? Sainz and Liam getting into a bit of an issue there. Noted for impeding. Yeah, Fernando. Most likely, I would say if I was a betting man, I would put money on him walking away because I'm not convinced Aston Martin are going to, even though they're bringing a massive upgrade for Spa, is it going to be enough to really claw back performance and show enough where someone like Fernando would be confident to stick around for another season?
Well, this is the thing. He would probably have the best idea. He would probably know already what sort of performance they're looking at come the summer break.
Yeah.
I guess the only good thing about the regs being so new is sort of this year will be the year where you're not chasing tenths. Like you can potentially make up 1 or 2 seconds.
Yep. Sorry to jump in there. We got a message from Donald Maximus. Alonso going to win. What's he going to win? I would love to know what's he going to win. Sorry, mate, just cut you off. Have you lost your train of thought? That I just cooked
He's going to win crowd favourite because that's about it.
It's been I believe it's been 13 years since his last win, which was, I believe, in Barcelona. That's a long time. A long time.
And that ain't changing this weekend.
It's about time Alonso was doing the plank. Now, I'm assuming you mean the walking the plank. Let the young talent come through, Alonso. Let Lance Stroll shine at Aston Martin. Let him be the star.
Who is in the Aston?
Who's
the reserve driver? Because both Stroll.
It's is it Jack Crawford? Aston Martin?
Is it Jack Crawford?
Or am I like reminiscing about 2025?
Isn't Crawford Williams?
No, Luke Browning. I remember there was a time they bought in, didn't they bring in Kean Shields for an FP1 last year? But my understanding was Kean Shields brings a lot of cash.
Yeah,
Yeah, Donald Maximus, a way out. It is. I think Alonso he definitely won't retire from motorsport. He'll keep going.
He'll go, man, he'll either go, well, I actually reckon he'll go WEC.
What I want to see is like Verstappen, Alonso combine and take on Le Mans one year. That'd be epic.
Yeah.
And apparently they have talked about it together. So naturally it's just about time frames. Could you imagine, like, say, I'm throwing complete nonsense out there. Hamilton and Alonso retire. And then next year, Le Mans. Verstappen, Hamilton, and Alonso on a team.
Yeah.
My God. Epic.
Pretty decent.
Car want to have Honda, and what happened? Yeah, well, Honda. I mean, it's bitten him twice, hasn't it? He got bitten by Honda back with McLaren around 2015, 2016 when they returned as a engine manufacturer. And
GP2 engine.
GP2 engine, that's right. The GP2 engine meme. Very iconic. And then, unfortunately, he's been stung again. Poor guy. So, what can you do?
Williams. Was it Sainz who struggled to get out of pit lane? And now Browning.
I didn't get to see the start because I was like frantically trying to get everything set up. Hence why we're late. I think it might have been Browning because Browning hasn't set a time yet.
Yeah.
So
No, Sainz got pushed back
okay, yeah.
when pit lane opened. He was trying to get out and stopped, but they got him going again. And I'm not sure what the issue is with Luke Browning.
It's a shame. And even Fornaroli hasn't even been able to get out. It's a shame. Imagine being like a rookie. You've been chomping at the bit to get out there FP1. You get the tap on the shoulder, mate. Get ready, Barcelona. It's on you for FP1, and then there's a mechanical issue with the car. You just sit in the garage. Horrible. Mr. Donald Maximus, how is the weather in Europe, sir? Are you enjoying some sunshine? Are you getting similar Spanish weather? I'll wait for you to reply. Oh no, you're off. Say hello to Max for me. And I hope he has had a good day. So, how are we looking? It's actually very distracting having all the names white on the telemetry. For bro on the bottom. No time. No time. Oh, what's Gabby done? Oh no, it's a big that was from the engine, right? From the exhaust, big puff of smoke.
Yep.
That wasn't from bottoming out. Yep, so Audi looking reliable as ever.
Okay, let's see what Max does on a soft tire. Quite interesting to be on a soft
Okay, yes.
this early in the session.
It is. Yeah, it's a nice fresh soft. Vesti up to P5. So Vesti's the fastest on the soft, right? 118.4. That looks like yep. Was Bortoletto? No, Bortoletto has he has problems, right? Or is he just getting out of the way? Surely he's got problems because that was a big puff of smoke. Big puff of smoke. I think Max is going to set the new best lap of the session by the looks of things. There we go, 117 flat. Oh, also, I think there was an update regarding next year as well with the engine regulations and the split regarding the electrical and the internal combustion.
For 27 and 28, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it like a step up? Like there was moving more towards the internal combustion engine next year than again the following year?
Yeah.
What are they going for? 60-40? 60-40 split, I think it is.
Yeah, I think.
I believe it is a 60-40
around
split.
that, yeah.
2028, and I think it was maybe 55-45 next year. I just saw it as I was browsing past the news, so I'm not sure exactly of the exact splits, but it seemed to be they were going in that direction anyway, which is good.
See Russell on the soft. Let's see what he does.
Quite a hot track temp too, 48 degrees. So even a driver like Iwasa, what his roadmap looks like, because it seems to be he's more of a hangover from the Honda days, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't imagine he's going to be in Formula One.
He did win Super Formula last year, the championship. He had some pretty decent results. In I think he was all right. He did all right in F2, didn't he? A couple of years back, a couple of race wins. I think it was a couple of race wins there.
I mean,
but it seems to be more over the tie of the overlap of the Honda.
Yeah, stuff. I mean, if something was to happen with one of the drivers,
you'd have to go Yuki, right?
Well, yeah, you would imagine.
Obviously, the talk with Red Bull as far as juniors is Solov in F2. He's looking pretty good. Pretty good start to his F2 career. Second in the standings, actually, just 1 point off Gabriel Mini. Got big raps on him. I think he actually won the feature race in Monaco. And I believe he's Bulgarian. So there's big raps on him to potentially make the step up into F1. He seems to be the most natural next guy off the block.
And you just watch the onboards between Russell and Verstappen and just see the difference.
One's a slot car, one's one you have to hustle a bit, huh? Got the flow vis on the rear of Fornaroli's car. It's good to see that he's actually been able to get out, complete a few laps. Been pretty big tickets on Fornaroli too. He was he won F2 last year, I believe. The championship, right?
Yep.
And McLaren just recently picked him up because he was with what junior program was he with?
I can't remember. We spoke about it.
Yeah, because it was sort of
oh man.
It was late last year that McLaren made that announcement, I believe it was.
Because who did they have before that?
I have a feeling it was Alex Dunn.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Because you remember there was all the hoopla regarding Helmut Marko potentially signing Alex Dunn.
That's right. That's what. That's when we were discussing it.
Yeah. So, Fornaroli.
Oh, Kimi Antonelli. How relaxed does he look, man?
Yeah, he's Oh. Yeah, Kimi. It's going to look. I think for Kimi, it's going to be a good test in the mold of maybe a bit like Piastri. Like if Lewis or Charles or George start getting a bit of a roll on, because we never know. Like as the developments come through, he's got a massive lead. But let's just say there's a few results that don't go his way. If the pressure starts to ramp up a bit. You kind of don't think so because he does seem so relaxed.
Well, this is the thing, right? This is where we talk about maybe a bit of inexperience, but he's won so many championships coming through. It's like on some days you just need to accept second or third, maybe even a fourth.
Yeah.
Like you can't go too crazy. Like, what we saw in...
Well, we have seen some pretty close wheel-to-wheel action. So
in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, if he's faster, just take second.
Yeah. Basically, think further ahead.
Yeah.
And I guess damage limitation.
Yeah. Don't risk it. Still, like, you're kind of in a position now where you don't need to risk it.
Because it is a massive lead, but a couple of bit of bad luck, a few bad results, and if your rival gets up a few race wins, it does cut in really quickly. And I think in some ways, from a pressure standpoint, it's not nice being chased.
Yeah, it's easier to chase. Way easier to chase.
Yeah. But I think for Kemi, look, mate, he's got, being a Mercedes, having Bono in your corner. That's not a bad gig.
That's gonna be the difference. That's gonna be the voice in the ear. Go, look, mate. Second or third is what we got today. Let's just take that. It's probably a bit of a bigger weekend than I kind of was thinking for Charles this weekend.
Yeah, he's had a bit of been off his game, and naturally the braking has been an issue, and he's switched his brakes for this weekend. I imagine it would take a little bit to get used to the new feel. I'm sure you'll get up to speed pretty quickly.
Well, that's the thing, right? He's been in Ferrari pretty much.
What, 8 years now?
8 years now,
yeah.
And that's all they've used as Brembos.
Yep.
So, jumping to carbon industry discs, it's still basically a Brembo setup. It's just the discs and the pads are different. But his stuff yesterday in the media, he looked defeated, eh? He looked flat.
That's just that's what you get for driving for Ferrari, mate, for such a long time. But then it's like,
then he just resigns.
Signs the big multi-year, right?
Yeah.
You'd think you'd be pretty happy and quite motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to turn out to be a proper battle between Leclerc and Hamilton, because Hamilton just, you look at him and it's just like an air of confidence about him, which we haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah.
And Leclerc has been a bit more dejected, but yeah, I guess with the new braking setup, it will potentially take a little bit of time to get used to. I think a lot of people probably underestimate just how long it could take. But let's see. So 20 minutes left in the session. It feels like it's gone pretty quick. Pretty quick. Feeling for Luke Browning at the moment, though, getting his opportunity and just not getting out on track yet.
Another Mercedes power unit. Well, that's if it is a Mercedes power unit issue.
Hopefully not. All right, Piastri, he's pushing hard on the soft. He's gone purple sector 1.
It's going to be close between them and Mercedes this weekend.
Well, McLaren need a big weekend because they've been off now for a few weeks, and the debacle of the strategy in Canada putting the Inters on P5 now with the demotion, with Gasly getting promoted back to P3 in Monaco, and then another failure for Lando. It's been quite a disappointing season opening so far.
Yeah. Well, apart from Japan and Miami, but they've just been hindered with reliability issues as well. But I think they got a pretty solid package. If they can just stay on top of the reliability this weekend, they'll be in the mix, I reckon.
There's old Checo looking at the screens. So what's Herder been able to do so far? What have we got? 21st, best lap, 120.7. So slowest of the runners, 0.4 off. He's only ran softs as well, so hard to know. But what I have seen of him, he's been a bit scruffy. Had a few near misses. Probably pretty hard to shine in the Cadillac as well, in all honesty. So what's he off Bottas? He's almost, what, a second off Bottas? About 0.6 off Valtteri. But Valtteri set that, I believe, on mediums. So Valtteri's just going out on the softs now. See a bit of Russell. Looks like Aaron's on a bit of a push here as well. He's gone personal best.
Good job from him, man. He's much Bortoletto.
Yeah, he has, yep. Hard to know, obviously, what fuel loads and all that they're doing, but still. I can actually...
well, you would imagine they'd be very similar.
Yeah, I mean, even last year, I do remember Aaron did a pretty decent job in his FP1s. You know what I wanted to look into as well is if Norris doesn't get a win this year, when was the last time a defending champion didn't get a win in a season? Can you think of any off the top of your head?
You'd have to...
Well, it's definitely Rosberg on technicality because he didn't come back the following season.
Yeah.
But as far as, competing...
There's a win in him for sure this year.
Yeah, I think there is. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to think. The last... Did Button get a win in 2010 after Braun? He went to McLaren in 2010 after Braun, didn't he?
When did he win Melbourne?
Actually, you know what? I think that may have been 2010. Let's have a look. I'm going to have a look. Jenson Button. I got no balance. That's all I remember on him on the radio. Always complaining about balance. So Jenson, world champion 2009. Who could forget that Braun? Okay, so he joins Mr. Hamilton in McLaren in 2010. And yes, he does get a win with the number 1 on the car. 2 wins that season. Now, as far as Australia, yeah, he got the win with McLaren in his first season in Australia. But Bahrain was the opening race of the season. Actually, we're going back to Bahrain as the opening race of the season, aren't we?
Next year, yeah.
Yeah.
Melbourne goes back to round 3?
Yeah, I think it's something like that, yeah. What about Hamilton in 2008?
Well, he won the championship in 21. Didn't get a race win in... Oh, hang on. Did he get a race win in 22? Silverstone? Was that? No.
Maybe.
No, I don't think he did get a win in 22, did he?
When did he... No, surely he won... He won Silverstone.
He won in 21, then they changed the the regs over in 22.
All right, let's have a look at.
And for everybody at home, no, technically he did not win the championship in 21. I know.
He didn't win the championship in 2008. Massa did.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I think that's that case is going to court soon.
Yeah.
Because he won the, what did he win? Like 6 or so months ago, won the case to put it to court or whatever. So,
Take it to court, yeah.
yeah, what a mess that is. What a mess. So let's say we look at Lewis Hamilton. If you take into account 2021, and if you want to go on the technicality of believing he won that championship.
It was the mafia.
2022.
He didn't win, did he?
No, not in 2022.
Yeah.
His best result was he had a few seconds.
Yeah.
French, Hungarian, US, Mexican, and Saudi Arabia. And then it wasn't until 2024 he actually won 2 races. He won Silverstone.
Yeah.
And then 2 race weekends later, Spa. So hasn't won a race since Belgium in 2024. Unless you want to talk about his Chinese victory in the sprint race last year. But who could it be? Maybe it was Kimi Raikkonen, 2007? Did he did take off for a while, though, Raikkonen, but I think it was the following year after he came back as a defending champion. Because remember, he took off and did a bit of rallying. He also went into NASCAR for a bit.
NASCAR, yeah.
Yeah. Always sort of forget about that arc of Raikkonen. So in 2008, as the defending champion with number 1 on his car, Kimi Raikkonen, no, he won a race. He won a couple. This is really intriguing for me. Maybe it was Sebastian Vettel. When did he win his last one? 2013?
Yeah. Yes.
10, 11, 12, 13. 4 in a row,
Yeah.
right?
2013. Then.
Did he win a race in 14? I think he went to Ferrari. I'm sure he won a race in 2014. No.
He didn't go in 14, did he?
15, I think.
I think it was 15, wasn't it?
Oh my God, these years.
Geez, need to pull out the old history books.
Struggling here. I better check chat because if someone has I mean, there's not a lot of people watching right now, but I thought someone might have a big brain moment and be able to correct me. 2013 F1 season. Sorry, he won 2013. Yeah, so it's 2014 we've got to go to. 2014 F1 season. Did Seb win in 2014? Sebastian Vettel never won in 2014. So maybe he's the guy. Best result, 2nd in Singapore. And he was racing for... free practice, okay.
So, Rolly. Wax her up in the 5th. That
he was
watch
still,
that McLaren come qualifying.
Vettel was still with Red Bull in 2014, of course.
So then he went Ferrari 15, right?
Yeah, I think it was around 15.
And then what year did he crash in Germany when he was fighting for the championship? Was that?
It wasn't 16 because that was Rosberg's.
That was Rosberg's, yeah.
It must be like 17 or 18. I think it was 17. And then he went off to Aston Martin, didn't he?
Was that the same race Hamilton went from 14th to 1st?
Is that Hockenheim, eh?
Yeah, Hockenheim. Remember? And he was fighting with Hamilton for the championship and he crashed out.
Yeah. He just went straight ahead.
Yeah, in the stadium section bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it might have been. Hamilton may have done that because I remember it was at the time it was seen as like the big turning point.
Yeah.
Classic Seb. Multi 21.
Multi
Multi 21,
21.
Seb. Multi 21. All right, so how we going? 7 minutes left. Russell so far fastest of the lot. 2/10 over Piastri.
So they're doing a lot of long runs on the softs, eh? So I wonder.
Well, I'm imagining it's going to be at least a 2-stopper this weekend.
Well, yeah, because remember the compounds are
They've gone one step softer.
softer than last year.
Yeah.
And even last year was a 2-stop, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is definitely going to be a 2-stop.
It's super hot, so you'd think be pretty hard on the tires.
And you want that grip off the line with that big long run down into turn one.
Yeah. Yep, poor old Luke Browning. Feel for him. All right, Gasly's complaining on the radio that something is broken. I can't turn forwards, which is quite an odd reply. So Gasly heading into the pits. So no real big news so far in the session. It's just more
No, I mean it's
the rookies just getting their laps in.
Yep.
Maybe a bit of specific testing. We saw quite a bit of
I mean
high flow viz or whatever you call it. The paint out on some of the aero.
Yeah, I mean if anything, you could probably go. McLaren are pretty close with Mercedes at the moment. Obviously, I think next session is where you'll get more of your performance runs because it's naturally rough, closer to the time that they would run on Saturday.
Yeah.
For qualifying.
I'm looking forward to seeing Kimi Räikkönen, Kimi Antonelli, how he sort of comes out and approaches FP2. If they are doing sort of more, they qualify sim runs or anything a bit more.
Yeah, they generally do it with around. They kind of try and match it with roughly around the same time because the track temperature should be roughly around the same. Obviously, it'll be more gripped up on Saturday, but it's be interesting.
Looks like Ocon's going around for a bit of a. Is he on a fast one? No, he's out on the hards apparently. Ocon.
Yeah, he'll be doing his.
He's been doing a long run on the hards.
Yeah, he's been doing a long run.
Okay, it's like the only one.
So it's obviously.
And Behrman and Haas have been
split strategy,
smashing the hards.
I need to get on top of this car, man. Haas.
Yeah. More specifically, Ocon needs to.
Yeah.
How many more races we got until the midsummer break? We've got Austria out next time after this.
Austria, Silverstone.
It's after Hungary, isn't it?
Yeah, Silverstone. What am I missing here?
All right.
I'm missing one.
Austria, Silverstone. What am I looking at? Spa, Belgium.
Spa, yeah.
And then
Hungary.
Hungary, then the big break before we return to the Netherlands. Yeah, I think we're going to get some pretty big news over the summer. We may hear what Fernando Alonso is thinking about regarding his future, because if the big upgrade supposedly for Aston Martin is going to come at Belgium, so there'll be a couple of race weekends before the summer break that he gets to see if that car is heading in the right direction. I think the talk regarding Ocon may ramp up a little bit, if more specifically if the next few race weekends he again gets destroyed by Ollie. Because of that, there is. It'll be interesting to see what Haas do, because the talk with Kamara in F2 and about his potential promotion. Would Haas take him as well alongside another Ferrari guy with Behrman?
Possibly.
Or would they look more specifically internally, and also thinking about that Toyota tie-up as well, and then the rumors of potentially the Japanese driver like Yuki Tsunoda making a jump across? Who knows, man? I think the silly season will be a bit crazy. I remember last year was nuts with the whole Max stuff. And again, the Max stuff is going to heat up again, especially if George can't.
Well, there's already been the speculation, right? Because remember, George has got these performance clauses.
Well, that's the thing. The conspiracy theories are already starting to come out regarding that Mercedes are compromising him to basically not allow him, because I guess the reports are the option is it's an automatic option in George's favor if he hits certain performance targets.
Yeah.
And I think if you are Max Verstappen, you're probably a little more inclined to jump ship now that you've got half a season, or you come out to half a season and you see where Mercedes is. And more so if you think along the lines of how good Mercedes chassis is, aero is, and then with that potential AGO upgrades as well. But then again, the rumors were just a few days ago, Max was with some of the big wigs from Red Bull in Austria, I believe. And there were talks about contract negotiations were going on there, so who knows? But it will be a...
I don't know. I think he's probably more inclined to either take a year off or walk away together.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's... The hunger for F1 is... Like, look, he's hungry. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he's hungry. He wants to win and he wants to be world champion and he wants to be in the best car. But I think the hunger for Formula One has probably
waning
faded a little bit.
Yeah.
He's already talking... He was talking about doing possibly Daytona 24 next year. So it's like... And he likes the way that they go racing.
Yeah. Well, maybe with the changes they're thinking of bringing, well, supposedly they've signed off for next year regarding moving more power towards the internal combustion. Maybe it floats his boat a bit more.
Or maybe he goes to... Because Ford are bringing the new car to WEC next year. Maybe they lock him up and get him in WEC.
What was the deal he did with Mercedes for the GT3 team, though? Was that quite a big multi-year deal he's done with Mercedes? I assume it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, it's his team, but it's not a factory team. It's run by a factory team. So it's essentially a customer team.
Yeah, but there must be some sort of...
Well, yeah, obviously you have to sign a contract with,
there, right? There's
Mercedes.
There. Yeah.
But it's not like he's gone and become a factory team.
No.
He's a customer team that drives a Mercedes.
But I'm sure it helps in negotiations with everything else. Like there's carryover, potentially.
Oh. mean, if you're Red Bull, I mean, you wouldn't be too worried.
Because,
if he's
like,
driving a
why,
Mercedes
you
in a
know,
GT3 car.
would I guess at Nürburgring and stuff? There's no Ford GT3 cars at the moment, is there?
Yeah, Mustang.
Did they run that at Nürburgring though?
Yeah.
So
Help Racing run
okay.
run the GT3 Mustang. But I'm pretty sure Ford are returning to. I think it's. Is it a hypercar? They're doing a hypercar program. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, there you go, Oscar. Light up the rears, mate. A few practice starts. Where does he grid up at? He's going to grid behind the Ferrari. So,
Those mediums look absolutely punished.
yeah, I think he's picked up a lot of marbles, though, eh? Definitely looks like he's picked up a lot of crap on him. But familiar faces at the top: Mercedes, Russell. Maybe a little confidence boost for him. But I wouldn't
No, wait
put
till
too much emphasis on
Norris
this session.
and
Yeah,
Antonelli get back out there.
yeah.
Again, I think. Yeah. Is it still nearly 50-degree track temp? 48.
Here we go. Max is doing a practice start. He's sitting there for an awfully long time, but he's gotten off. A lot of wheel spin, though. I think he's just relieved that it actually got off the line and wasn't a repeat of Monaco. So what did he manage? He was around 7/10 off, 17 flat.
Yeah, there's still a bit of work to do there.
Yeah.
But also, Red Bull like to turn a car around overnight, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
it goes from nowhere to everywhere.
I think the engineers and the guys in the sim getting the correlations of the car setup seem to always be a bit drunk on Friday, eh? And then they pull it together overnight, and then the car seems to be a lot more competitive on Saturday. I think Aaron will walk away pretty happy as the fastest Audi driver. P6, not bad, not bad. Fornaroli, about 6/10 off Oscar. He'd probably be pretty stoked with that. Because I think
that's a good effort.
that's I think Fornaroli. Is that Fornaroli's first FP1 appearance? I'm sure I've seen him come up once before.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done one before.
Yeah. There's been a couple this season already. It was quite the uneventful FP1. There was really no. I don't even remember anyone going off track.
This is the problem with returning to a traditional style circuit, right? We go back to that traditional style weekend.
Yeah, Monaco does treat us quite well for practice sessions, doesn't it?
I think it's going to be awfully close between Russell and Kimi this weekend. Piastri, I want to see what Norris does when he comes out. I think they're going to be a lot closer.
Yeah.
Make life difficult. I think they're going to be the second best. Ferrari, be interesting to see how Hamilton goes when he comes out. Like I said, I think that's actually a big battle this weekend. If Hamilton can get the job done. I mentioned Leclerc looked pretty flat. I think it'll just, it'll put a big dent in Leclerc's confidence. Red Bull, you can't read too much into them just yet. I don't think they're, like I said, they...
Wait till Saturday.
Yeah, they can switch it on Saturday. Racing Bulls look pretty decent. There or thereabouts.
Yep. Pace of Audis, seemed all right. Colapinto's probably pretty happy with P10. Biggest disappointment, as far as performance-wise, I mean, Herder probably walks away pretty disappointed that he was quite some way off Bottas, but probably just happy to get the laps in. Browning, well, unfortunately, he didn't get a crack. Problems over at Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Practice.
Overall, wouldn't read too much into it.
Just usual. I see. Good to see Juan Pablo Montoya. He's still got an oversized T-shirt on.
He likes the oversized T-shirt.
He does, but his pants seem a little bit more fitted than normal.
He's thrown on a pair of trousers.
I want to know what the deal is behind. He's got a personalized sponsorship with Adidas.
Yeah.
I wonder when that came about. It just seems odd. But maybe, is he still massive in Colombia? Maybe he's still like a big icon in Colombia, possibly.
Possibly.
I mean, he was an Indy champion, wasn't he? I know he won the Indy 500, but he won the championship, I think, at Indy.
Yeah.
I think what? Won like 10 races in Formula One, I think. The early 2000s.
Who knows? It could be sponsorship because his son's in
FP2.
F2? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Colton Herder made the joke about how he's raced against
His
Juan
dad
Pablo.
and his he's
racing against, is it Sebastian Montoya?
Sebastian Montoya. Yeah, that sounds pretty familiar.
F2, how is Sebastian Montoya going in the standings? Sebastian, teams and drivers standings. Mr. Sebastian Montoya, 12th. Picked up a few points. He's been picking up points every race weekend so far, so not bad. I believe, how many seasons has he had in F2?
I think this is his first, isn't it?
Montoya. Yeah. It is his first. So looking at F2, the I think it's Gabriel Mini is currently winning. But I think with Mini, it's like, I'm sure he's been in F2 for quite some time.
Yeah.
I'll go back to 2024 F2 when Bortoletto won the championship over Hadjar, went to the final race weekend, if I remember, in Abu Dhabi. And Mini. He did. He came in for the final two. He just had one round in 2024. So you could say this is his second full-time season. Because they don't seem to really, when you look at F2 drivers, F3, F2, I think there's been some F2 drivers in the past that have done really well, but it's like they've been in their third season.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to hold much weighting. Like they don't seem to get a lot of respect on it. It's more like you got to sort of get that job done or show tremendous promise in that first season.
Yep.
And if you are there, then obviously improving that in the second season. But if you're sort of like 3 seasons in and finally getting to grips with it, it's just never, there's not a lot of respect. Well, I think that sort of wraps it up. FP1 out of the way. Big weekend, really. I think there's so many little narratives going into this weekend with obviously George and Kimi, but also the battle between Leclerc and Hamilton. Can Hamilton keep the good form up? Can Leclerc get used to the new brake feel? Racing Bulls, can they keep their momentum going? Can McLaren finally get over the top of their reliability issues and show some form as well? And yeah, see where Red Bull end up. So looking forward to it. Any final thoughts, mate, of what you just saw?
Nope. Typical FP1. Wait and see. I guess FP2 will get the proper read, a true read of where each team's at, especially when we get into the performance running, probably later in the session. But until then, it was a pretty standard, hot, sunny Barcelona FP1.
Yeah, sunny and hot. Well, till the next one. Catch up.
Catch up.